Hello, good afternoon, everyone. This is Niraj Tanani from NetWoven. Today, I will be talking about protecting sensitive information using Microsoft Purview information protection product, along with NetWoven's Govern 365 product and NetWoven services. As you all have probably seen or known about all the various hacks and the geopolitical environment, data protection is a top priority for everyone. And I'm glad to share that Microsoft Information Protection is able to provide a lot of features and capabilities that were only available for large organizations before. So the agenda for today's discussion is talk about a little bit about the background, data security challenges, common use cases for sensitive information protection, Microsoft Purview and its promise, limitations of Purview, the promise of Govern 365, and discuss the Microsoft Purview implementation model, and finally some call to action. So NetWoven is a Microsoft solution partner, and organizations turn to NetWoven to solve their complex problems for the Microsoft cloud. We have a number of credentials from Microsoft. We are a member of the Microsoft MISA program. We are a member of the Microsoft Fast Track program. We are a Microsoft solution partner and a preferred content services partner. We've also been recognized by Gartner as a leading migration provider. So let's provide some background on data, on risk. So collaboration is part of every organization's DNA. With proper collaboration internally and externally, we produce good products and good services for our customers. But collaboration is full of risks. So for internal collaboration, some of the risks are data leakage through lost personal or corporate devices, your IP theft, number of company users, leave the organization and they take their data away with them, regulatory compliance violations, and some trade restricted individuals. The US government has certain countries where the citizens are barred from accessing all the information in an organization. External collaboration risks are when you're sharing with your customers, business partners, suppliers, and you're sharing sensitive information with them, you run the risk of losing that information or losing control of that information. And then IP sharing across a distributed supply chain. The supply chain, if you're a manufacturing company, your supply chains are huge. How do you protect information as your critical information, your intellectual property, travels through the supply chain? These are some common challenges that come across when people and organizations collaborate. So there's a famous saying by the U.S. Secretary of State that if you protect your paper clips and diamonds with equal vigor, you will soon have more paper clips and fewer diamonds. And what this really implies is that with the large volume of information that's getting created, you really have to identify which your diamonds are and protect them with the utmost care. If you try to protect everything in the organization, it may actually not yield the desired result that you're looking for. And there are common myths about data protection that only companies in some industries need to protect data. Well, not really. All companies must protect data if they want to maintain their competitive edge. You need to purchase new software. Well, that used to be the case in the past, but with Microsoft 365, if you have E3 or E5, you already own a lot of the software that you need to protect data. And all data must be protected. Well, you should focus on the diamonds that you want to protect, and then later expand that to other use cases. The common data security challenges are managing risk of user errors. Users really need to know and what to work with and how to deal with sensitive data, and that's sometimes quite challenging. So managing that is important. Classification challenge. Users don't know at times what is sensitive and what is not. So how do you really protect information when they're not classified properly? Data must be protected outside of the network. In the past, the networks were more on-prem and around your on-prem systems, but with the cloud, the networks have expanded. So how do you really protect data with this vast network that is out there? And then finally, compliance and security requires a complete strategy. In the past, it used to be just focused on a small group of people or a legal strategy, but now compliance and security requires a more holistic, complete strategy. Common use cases for sensitive information protection. You must have come across all of this in your day-to-day lives: research projects, product development, supplier, customer collaboration, M&A deals, legal proceedings, joint deal management, board meetings. These are all common use cases that produce sensitive information, and managing all of this requires one to really have a comprehensive strategy for data protection. So what's the promise of Microsoft Information Protection? Well, this is the fundamentally the only product out there that is pervasive and available to a large number of users. So this is an attempt by Microsoft to really make information protection ubiquitous. Now, Purview comes with many features. It protects all your information. It protects it everywhere. It protects it at all times. It is for all users. It is at a lower cost, and it's comprehensive and integrated. This is a bold move by Microsoft to really take information protection to the masses. And we're quite excited to be working with customers to realize their information protection dream. Now, Purview does come with some limitations. Like, for example, how do you manually manage hundreds of thousands of labels? When you are working with customers, how do you do data sharing with external parties, properly or easily? How do you deal with static watermarking when you require dynamic watermarking? There is no direct integration with project lifecycle in Teams or SharePoint Online sites. You have external sharing of files in non-Office format, and information protection reporting on the comprehensive data collected is challenging. So Purview, while it solves many problems, like with any other software product, it does come with some limitations that need to be addressed. So this is where Govern 365 comes into picture. NetWoven worked with several customers and identified these problems and turned it into a product called Govern 365. It comes with two modules, one for secure collaboration and one for compliance. The secure collaboration module has the ability to create secure containers that you can use. And you can go to www.govern365.com for more information about the product. Our Purview implementation model consists of first getting customers to become comfortable with Microsoft Purview, then deploying Govern 365 for some advanced use cases. And all of this is done with the help of NetWoven services. And our hope is by doing this, customers create a secure collaboration environment for the enterprise where users can collaborate internally, externally without fear of data being lost. Now, we do this using an implementation model that we have found to be quite successful. It consists of three steps: the onboarding engagement, the implementation engagement, and managed services. Now, whether you're a large company or a small company, you can take advantage of this in various shapes and forms. The onboarding engagement is a quick survey of your existing setup, your data assets, your systems, what you want to protect. You plan for some labels, and then create a workshop to educate everyone and really go all out on the Microsoft Purview the journey. If you're a larger organization, you do the same things, but you do that with more rigor, and your number of systems are larger, your number of users are larger, so therefore it takes a bit more time. Now, once you're done with your initial onboarding engagement, then you do what's called the implementation engagement. If you're a small to medium-sized company, you can do an implementation where we come in and configure and deploy your labels. We do help you with some adoption and change management. And if you have a use case or two, we'll help you set up Govern 365. Although Govern 365 is not needed there, but if you have those use cases, we can help implement those for you. And then if you're a larger company, your implementation engagement looks like you configure and deploy labels, you do the adoption change management. This is where Govern 365 comes into picture, because then if you're a larger organization, often you have advanced use cases that you want to deal with. And then once you're done with your implementation, you can certainly take advantage of managed services. And the managed services essentially provide you a way to provide end user experience and to help solve your problems on an ongoing basis. Although managed services is not required, some organizations use our services and some just use their own IT services to work with to help support the software. So that's sort of the Purview implementation model. I hope you all have a chance to sort of digest this and see if this can be of use to your organization. I'd like, on behalf of NetWoven, I'd like to offer you a couple of things. You can sign up for a free 2-hour mini workshop This will help you understand this a bit more, and also, or if you have already done your initial homework, you can certainly sign up for our onboarding engagement. And you can do this by reaching us at info@netwoven.com. Thank you. And if you have any more questions, please reach out to us at info.netwoven.com.